Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Well, yesterday, one of my attorneys came to visit me, and this is the attorney that helped shut down AB&I Foundry here in East Oakland. And he was just checking back with me to see what updates, and then also he needed to get in contact with several of my former homeless encampment members. And so I gave him their contact number and also where to find them. And he was like, wow, a lot of changes since I last spoke with you. So yeah, there has been a lot of changes. And then he asked me a lot of questions about AB&I Foundry across the way. When did they actually shut down, which I gave him the date. And then also it sat empty with very little movement up until June. And then once June came, that's when the demolition started taking place. And from the picture that you saw, that's what's left of that big building that where they do the pouring of the cast iron. And that's the smelter that polluted and damaged East Oakland, most of East Oakland, and gave many generations of respiratory illnesses to the community. And so it's good to have them back, gone. And they stopped everything last year, as you remember, at this time, and they started moving a lot of equipment back to Texas, where the air quality rules are much more relaxed, we'll say, but also a lot more dangerous, because I was in a situation where we have a vapor recovery system whenever we're fueling our vehicles. In Texas, they don't have that recovery system, and it was scary at this one gas station that I was in Houston, Texas, and we were fueling up the rental card to return it, and it was a hot day in Houston. And, as soon as we pulled in, we had the air conditioning going, and the smell, the heavy fumes from gasoline vapors in the air just was overpowering, is the best way I can describe it. But yet, when I stepped outside, I saw a fueling truck just a short distance away, and I could actually see the gasoline vapors that were hugging the ground, and the vapors were approximately 6 to 7 feet tall. I mean, it was wavy. It was like looking through a wavy glass into just a short distance. That's how much vapor there was. And I was just praying that, okay, I hope nobody lights a cigarette or lights a match or anything, because this place is going to go boom. It was that strong. And so even the people that I was with for in Houston were astonished by seeing the vapor, the VOC, the thin gas vapors in the air. I mean, you could literally see them. It was that concentrated. So anyway, they moved to Texas. AB&I Foundry has been gone, but there has been some controversy, because right after they shut everything down in December of this past winter, last year, a heavy smell of diesel fuel started emanating from that property, and it stayed that way until the demolition started in June. And then that's when the vapors, the VOC, the diesel VOCs went away. And so my attorney, the attorney that filed the lawsuit on behalf of the city of Oakland and also myself, because I still have my pending lawsuit for compensation for the respiratory issues that I now experience. And the evidence was overwhelming against AB&I. That's why they didn't even contest our court lawsuit. And so, but that doesn't let them off the hook, because right now, all of us who lived in my former encampment are entitled to compensation for the health damages that they caused. And all of us had documentation, and those that didn't have documentation will have documentation shortly. And because that's the second part, the next part of our lawsuit. You know, our first part was to get them shut down and out of Oakland. That was our primary goal, and we accomplished that. And now the second part, now that everything is moving forward on the former property, the compensation for those of us who were harmed and damaged, and then also the community is also talking about a class action lawsuit against AB&I for the decades long of respiratory issues that were caused to our children, to the residents, to anybody who lived in East Oakland. And it extended not only from where down here by the Oakland Coliseum, but it went all the way to the Oakland Hills, up on Keller Avenue, Edwards Avenue, the former Leona Quarry, all those homes up there. They're in line for the harm that AB&I created since 1906. So anyway, I'm going to close this out with a few pictures so that you can see what's going on, and also what's going on. Oakland has really cracked down on a lot of the street RVs and the trailers. Here in East Oakland, City of Oakland opened up a new safe parking location for trailers and RVs on 66th Avenue. And it's at the former El Monte RV return. And so the City of Oakland, Alameda County owned that property. And so they converted that into a safe RV and trailer parking, invited people to the new safe park, and that's really helped clear out a lot of the problems along San Leandro Street here. In fact, now that AB&I is gone, they have placed all sorts of concrete stones in the street and on the sidewalks to prevent cars from parking back there, and also from keeping the homeless from setting up shop there. Right after the demolition started, all the graffiti and tagging started happening on the walls, which destroyed all the murals that used to be on those walls that were decorative. And so since all of that has happened, the contractors who are doing the demolition have painted over all the exterior walls with a basic gray. And so, and they keep that up, and they're maintaining that. They have security guards on the property 24/7. The demolition crew is diligently working Monday through Saturday, and so the demolition crew is just taking everything off the property, and Schnitzer Steel is where all of the scrap and debris is going right now. Schnitzer Steel out in the Port of Oakland. So that's an update on what's happening. And like I said, I'm going to post some other pictures right after this. So stay tuned. You'll see what's going on the property. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back. Here on San Leandro Street, just outside of AB&I Foundry, the former property, but this is the extension portion, and they blocked it all off with barriers so that the homeless and people with RVs and trailers cannot park along this street any longer. And it extends all the way down to Pick and Pull, so it goes quite a ways.